What up, Facebook? It's Tuesday. We did it again. 7 more days. Here and gone. I know a lot of Tuesdays. I'm like, man, I didn't really see anybody out racing. Man, I seen people out racing this weekend. Yep, everybody was up at Bunker Hill having a good time. We might have Michael Kuhn from FSI on here in a few to talk about his race. It looked like a damn good time. I couldn't make it up. I was on a lake, minding my business. Yep, I had planned on bringing the Blazer up there, but we're waiting on parts. So all racing has been suspended until I get some fucking parts. What up, Jenny? Got anybody else in here? We got 12 people watching today, right now. 4 minutes into it, we got 12. Where are they at, though? Share this with your people. Go ahead and share this. Get some people in here. Yep, we got the BRAWL coming up next month on the 15th. Yep, we're gonna talk to those guys today too, and chop up. They got a few, a couple things that are a little different. A little different, a little different than we're used to, but that's the thing about street racing is, you don't always get to make the rules. Sometimes you got to show up out of town to somebody else's spot and get her done. But I think the changes or the differences that we got going on, it'll benefit everybody. So, and you know how we get down. We are going to have fun. All right, I lost my screen. Where'd she go? There it is. So yeah, as soon as we can get these guys on here, Derek, I'm not sure if he's 100% going to be here or not. He said he was driving, so. Hey, look, we're still drinking out of Facebook gel cup. We're just gonna. It does keep stuff cold though. Maybe it keeps stuff hot too. I don't know yet. But I poured this thing like 30 minutes ago, and it is so much colder than this one. All right, so we got a couple differences about the BRAWL. Normally we're straight off the trailer. You know what I mean? No practicing on race day. But that's how they get down up there. They practice all the way, all morning and afternoon until the shootout, and then they get down. So that's how we're going to get down too. I mean, if they can test, we can test. So it's fair, right? The next thing is this is a pour your own puddle race. So if you ain't got no glue, usually we're water only. Anywhere we go, water only. But this place is so terrible. We're gonna let you guys pour your own puddle. So get a hold of your stripper glitter dealer, get a hold of your rocket glue dealer, your skinnies dealer, and make sure you got some. I'm sure somebody will be selling it at the track, but come prepared. Probably get a better deal anyway. So, PYOP and testing. So, this is one of those places that it just doesn't come around and get fast. So, it may get faster, but it's not going to be fast. It's probably going to be a little bit different than what you guys are used to. Even at the airport, I mean, it's worse. This is probably the worst surface in the state that we know of. Worse than Muncie. Worse than the airport. Yep, well, you guys, who all we got in here? I can't even see who's in here. It doesn't tell me. It just says that there's 11 people on Facebook and 3 people on YouTube watching. What up, Kevin Fields? Where you been at? You get that hillbilly hustler hustling up there in Bunker Hill? Blake, what's up, bud? I seen you's gonna be at the Cars and Coffee. Are you gonna be able to make it? Are you gonna wake up that early, dude? Let's be real. You can bullshit all of us, but you can't bullshit yourself. Ryan Betts, what up? Jimmy Gillen, King is in the building. Alan Webster's in there. Sean, what's up, man? I think I still owe you a shirt too. I seen you was on a list. I got to get you a shirt out too. Just got a few shirts, so we got to get them out. That way everybody can represent up there in Morocco. What is SCRW? I won't figure this out on the fly, trust me. But if you give me about 3 minutes of staring at that shit, I'll come up with about 17 different variations of what SCRW is. Streetcar Race Wars? Yeah, Streetcar Race Wars, see? I got that at the very moment you sent that. Cars and coffees are tough for me. I'm a night guy. I like that nightlife. If I didn't have to sleep, I probably wouldn't. Naturally, like we're not doing drugs and shit over here. We don't get down like that. I like sleep, but I wish I didn't have to. Yeah, I didn't really, like I said, I was busy on the lake, so I didn't really get to catch much of the, I didn't get to catch much of that race up there at Bunker Hill, but I know a guy that did. What up, man?
What's up?
Hold on, I can't hear you. I'm just over here talking to the walls until I put these on. Now I can hear stuff.
All right.
Yeah, look like you guys had a lot of fun up there.
Yeah. It was pretty wild.
Yeah. I mean, we've been up there twice, and, we've scraped it and everything else, and it still seemed to just, like, even first round, it was fast.
Yeah. It came around. I mean, the sun really played a role in it, but once the sun came down, it seemed like the right lane was nicer all day.
Yeah. Was it, how was it in the heat? Man, the last time we were there, it was so damn hot. Like the hottest I've ever been anywhere in my life, probably.
Yeah, there
Maybe it
was
was just
no
standing on
wind.
the starting line, but
Yeah, it was hot. It was hot. We were sweating, and the people that owned the track, the McMillans, were great. They wanted to do the starting line, drivers meeting at the starting line, chip draw at the starting line. So like there was no shade. I had to have all the drivers come up to the starting line, do it. And everybody was sweating.
I really don't mind doing the drivers meeting at the starting line. I don't really like doing the chips up there though, just because like it takes a minute. You know what I mean? You're like standing there with nothing to do but write and ask names and pass out chips, and so yeah, I like
We
doing a
had
drivers meeting up there though, because you can answer a lot of questions right there on the line.
Yeah, and we had BJ. BJ was great in the drivers meeting. I mean, he showed up like pretty much right on time, and then I had a little just a quick huddle with him, kind of told him what was going on, and you could tell he had done it many times. I mean, he was very
Right.
smooth.
I'm sure. I'm sure. Yeah. It seemed like I seen a few videos and it looked like he knew what he was doing. Well, I know
Yeah,
everybody knows what he's doing, but he made it look like it.
yeah,
Yeah. So I was on the lake, so I was like trying to find updates every time I would get a signal. It was tough.
I wish I was on the lake. That would have been
So
nice.
the whole time I'm like, I'm really trying to follow what Patrick's doing. You know what I mean? And like, I see it's like somebody says Patrick's going to the finals, and I'm like, yeah, that's my dog. Then I talked to him, and he's like, yeah, I did, but it was the second chance race. I was like, well, damn, it sure did
Yeah,
feel good on the lake. Let me tell you.
yeah, he had a fast car. I mean, it. There were a lot of drivers pedaling to win. I mean, it was like
Right.
we worked really, really hard. FSI worked hard to get one car done to make sure that we had at least a car there for the event. And Wes went to round 4 and lost, but the first 3 rounds, I mean, he was all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah, I figured he'd go far. He's pretty fast.
Yeah, but I
But, you
mean,
know, I've
we
never
also
really
had
seen him I've never seen him race on a front side type race. I've
no.
only
I
seen
don't
him
think he's ever done a front side event.
right. So, how do you like that?
He was pretty excited. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
He like going fast?
yeah. See, looking at the drag, like listening to some of his mile an hour times. I mean, I was very impressed with the car. It's an all new setup, new turbo, different motor, bigger turbo, bigger motor. Yeah, it
Right.
was pretty wild.
Yeah, I talked to him for a little while last year when I bought his ECU, and he was telling me he was upgrading pretty much everything. Everything was for sale.
Yep.
So,
We
that's cool. He got it back
rewired.
together though.
Yeah, rewired the car. I mean, it's nice now. Now the next one's gonna be War Mullet. Right now, the gray third gen. The motor's in. Mason's working on that actually right now, and we'll have that ready for the July 8th, 9th event. And we're talking about either going to the BRAWL or we've never been to Milan, so probably getting to Milan. I don't think my car is going to be ready for either one. It's probably going to be ready for the September race, but uh, yeah. So hopefully we have all 3 cars on the track by the end of the season.
So Mason's still gonna have the Pro Charger.
Yeah. Yep. F1X. He
That noisy son of a gun! I swear that thing.
yeah
That thing's so
yeah
loud. You wouldn't
yeah.
even
So
think like by looking at it, but man, that thing is. If you don't know it's coming, you'll know.
yeah, that car is pretty wild. I think he's running the same headers, but I've been talking to Advanced Chassis a little bit about making some headers for Malibu's, and Wes's car is nice and quiet. Still a turbo car.
Yeah. So you're gonna have the Malibu out this year?
That's the plan. I'll have it out. I don't know how many races I'm gonna hit. I probably shouldn't have went so crazy with our thinking like over the winter. It was just a slippery slope. It's like we maxed out those turbos, so it still had a 5.3 in it. It's like everything's just maxed out.
Right.
And the small tire class is getting so fast. Actually, I've been
It
really
is.
impressed with the hard tire cars. I mean, those things are rolling. David Smith, that
David.
Ryan
Yeah.
Ryan Betts, Keon, all these guys that are starting to run these hard tire cars, they are making them work.
They are. You know, I know 3 or 4 years ago, like it was so hard to try and convince guys that hard tires is going to be a fun class to run, and everybody just with a lot of horsepower. I know it's just nature of the beast is everybody wants a sticky tire, because you have a lot of horsepower, but these guys are making it work without that.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I've honestly, because I know I'm not going to be competitive in small tire. I've thought about putting hard tires on it, but I want sticky tires too. I like going fast.
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, if you could figure it out like Ryan Betts and David Smith, like he kind of came out of nowhere for me because like I think he's raced with us before, but only in Muncie. So then last race we were in Muncie and he won the hard tire class, but he's pretty fast dude. Like it is a decent ride.
Yes, very
And
very
then
nice guy. A lot of these guys that showed up, I mean, they knew what they were doing. They were in the staging lanes at a decent time. Everything with this last event we hosted went really well, and we had quite a few spectators. We had a guy actually break his leg. I don't know if you did hear about
all
that.
right, yeah, that was one of our guys, I guess. I don't know. I seen Dusty Porter had posted something about it.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's wild.
I
But
hope
what do
I
you
hope
do?
he's all right. Sounds like he's doing good now, but like it was pretty gross. I mean, I ran
I
up to him
think
and
it
see him
said
throw.
compound fracture.
Oh yeah,
I'm pretty
oh
sure
yeah,
that's what it said. Compound fracture.
yeah.
Which that means he didn't break it once; he fucked it all the way up.
He no, he did. I mean, his knee was like straight on the ground, and then his leg was straight, and then his foot was just kind of laying over, and there was blood, and you could see like, yeah, it was very
Oh
very.
man,
I'm not good with blood.
yeah, I don't want to see it. I mean, I just hope there's no pain involved.
Right.
Oof, yeah. Well, if that was the only casualty, what even
It
happened with
was
that? What was he even doing? Like, fall off a golf
he.
cart or something?
I think Dusty Porter made a hit, and maybe he was gonna jump on the golf cart and go down to the big end to see him. And when he went to jump on the golf cart, something happened to where he got his foot caught on something, and or it maybe it got traction on something, and when he went to jump, somehow it broke. But I don't know the exact story. I heard about four different stories, so I don't know what's true and what isn't.
But it
All
happened
I
on a
know
golf
is
cart.
it
That's
happened
kind
on
of
a
what
golf
I
cart.
took from it. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it happens. It's a golf cart at the racetrack. Anything's possible. I've
yeah,
seen some really wild shit on golf carts, so really, like, nothing surprises me at this point.
yeah.
Especially all the after hours crazy shit. You know what I mean? Like, I've seen some wild shit on golf carts. So
Oh yeah. Last year and the year
we're gonna.
before, we had a golf cart cash days at LS Fest, and Mason Durf took home the cash both years. So I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
but
he got a bad boy golf cart.
he's got it's a stock block, stock, uh, yeah, pretty much stock. But he decided to put it on E90, and and it's got a little snuff of nitrous to it.
Oh yeah, it's live. It's enough to wake it up. Whatever amount of nitrous. Because what is it? Are they like one cylinder, two cylinder?
Yeah, I think they're one. I think it's a one cylinder. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So just think if you were spraying 100 shot on it, like that's really like a 800 shot or a 400 shot. Don't do
No, no.
that. Sounds fun though. Like if you build it, they will come.
Yep.
You know what? We was kicking around this weekend. We was kicking around the idea of like having like a pit bike class, just like a sealed motor Predator 212. Pretty even class, but it would be
That's not a
fun.
bad
Like
idea.
you get all your homies together and all of everybody. I don't care what kind of chassis you got. See, that would be the game changer right there. Is you got a skinny rider and a light chassis, you're gonna go rounds.
Yeah.
But it would
Yeah.
be cheap. It would be how much would you have in it? Like $500.
Right. Yep.
Maybe we could get it to catch on and all the no prep races in the Midwest or something. I have little pit bike
Have a little,
two
have
12
a little beer.
classes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bunch of dumbasses like us out there straddling the little 212.
Yep.
I don't know. Some people can build those things. Like they're pretty fast, but I think that would take away from it because whoever's got the most money, like my 16-year-old would probably hop on that little death trap mini bike out there with a 212 and go rounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. We should do that. It would be
Yeah.
cheap and it would be fun. Like everybody could do it. I know there's big wheel races and some people got daily driver tow pig races. See, we just need pit bike races.
Yeah.
Spec
Yeah.
spec the spec class. Spec
It'd be
motors.
it'd be nice to do something between rounds. That was the issue we ran into at Bunker was downtime. Like those
I think
guys are.
that's always a tough thing is downtime. Like you almost have to have something to do because if you don't have anything to do, that means you're like speeding your cars up and they get less time to cool down and then there's always one or two guys that are pissed. So
Yep.
no, see, we got to keep the kids busy too.
Yeah.
You could double enter it, like three people could ride the same bike. Unless
Yeah.
they went to the finals together or something, or they had to line up to each other. How'd that work? You can't do that. Bad
No.
idea. Scratch that one.
Yeah.
No. Next thing you know, people in small tire be wanting to know if they could drive their homie's car.
Yeah. Yep.
Everything going good up here at FSI?
We're
I see
yeah.
you guys.
So
posting a lot of videos of doing dyno work and
Mason and Nubby are staying busy. We got FSI Jesus hired a full time mechanic. He's amazing. I mean, I don't know what we do without him. I mean, he's great. And then yeah, we've had quite a few. Actually, Nubby's had quite a few people hit him up since this last event for tunes. And every time I pull in there, it's just the shop's getting smaller and smaller, and the parking area is getting smaller and smaller. There's always just so many cars.
where
I mean,
is FSI? Where's that located at?
it's in Claypool. It's on 600. It's like
I
what
mean,
would be
it's
just a little south of Warsaw.
Warsaw. Okay.
I mean, we're
Is
way
that
north.
that's like central Indiana but north, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Or is it kind of over to the east, like by Fort Wayne? Or
It's in between South Bend and Fort Wayne. I'd say it's probably an hour straight north of Bunker Hill.
okay, damn, and you guys ain't been up to Milan yet, man.
I know it's
You
it's
need to
not
get
even
up
a
there.
3 hour drive. That's why we're talking. We really want to go to the Brawl. This next Brawl coming up. I love that place. I mean, I was only able to race there once last year, just work schedule and life. But I wanted to go to every one of those. And then we talked to Austin Shepard, and he was talking about Milan. So we talked last night, and it's like we should really try that out. It looks like a pretty fast surface.
On the backside of Milan,
Yeah,
on the backside, right? Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I've seen some people going pretty fast out there. Like I don't really know what they're running, but it sure seems like it's hooking towards the end of the night.
We should have plenty of test data from Mentone because our next Mentone is July 8th and 9th, and then Milan's the weekend after. So hopefully we should get some good data on both cars and be able to make some decent passes.
I know the we were at Muncie what last Friday before last, and we had the Mac guys. You know, they were up there, but the next day they were going to Milan. So, but it seemed like that was a decent surface or a comparable surface maybe to test on.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I don't know much about the surface, but
Well, you
I'm
never been
excited.
up there. See, we got to get
I'm
up there. We
excited.
got to find out. We got to figure it out. We got to have data.
Right. I'm excited to learn about it.
Right. Yeah. See, my thing with going to Michigan is like, you know, just to get to South Bend from here is like 3 hours.
Yeah, that's a haul.
Man, everything from where I'm at seems like a haul. So,
Not Brown County,
no, Brown County's 30 minutes away.
right? And that's a big event,
Yeah. Well, that's this weekend coming up, isn't it?
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There'll be some big boys out there.
Yeah, I
You know,
know.
for
I
a
know that.
front side race though, it's like it's almost borderline. Like it's almost a backside event because it's kind of you know. Have you ever raced out there at Brown County?
No, my car has with Nick Taylor. I mean,
Yeah.
I've seen
No.
videos
Yeah.
of him,
He's. I remember. I was
but
there a few times.
but,
He's sent it. But
but
yeah,
those
that
cars
place
were
is
a
like
lot slower, huh?
that place. You would think that by everybody says all the transitions and all that shit out there makes it kind of sketchy, but man, they are flying out there.
Yeah,
Like if the surface takes it out there, they'll send it on that surface, no matter how
yeah.
many times the shocks bottom out or whatever.
So
But
so
yeah,
what's going on with your little Blazer?
man. All right. So it was good all winter long. I thought I had a race car in April. Like, don't touch it. It's not fucked up. Leave it alone. You got a race car. It's ready to go. We can go anywhere. So I fired it up and I drove it once or twice. Took it to the little car show thing in PRI. Well, the last time I drove it, I parked it and then I went out there to fire it up again, and it's like knocking all to hell, like just making so much racket. And I was like, whoa, that ain't right. So I'd never started it again. We pulled it out and I had two lifters that were spun, and basically 10 lifters were junk and the cam's junk, and made a hell of a mess inside the engine. So I ordered the parts, but when I ordered them, like, BTR said they had 3 cams in stock, and then when it was time to ship it, they were like, "Oh yeah, by the way, it's on back order." So
Uh,
I ordered a cam thinking, like, I was trying to make it up to Bunker Hill. I don't have a lot of races on my list this year, but that was one of them.
yeah,
So yeah, I'm sitting on the sidelines with all my parts except for my cam. I got a little LS7 factory LS7 cam. I should have just threw in it and came up there. At least had fun.
yeah,
But yeah, my cam was junk, dude. It turned 2 lifters sideways. I think what really had happened was I bought some like aftermarket cheap ass lifter trays, and dude, like they're so flimsy, and you get like an OEM boy that I just bought, and it's like the rigid, real tough. Like you can't do that.
right.
So I feel like that's what happened because, you know, it messed some stuff up, and I don't appreciate it. I had a running race car all winter. You know how long it's been since I had a running race car all winter long. It was tough. It was tough to deal with when that thing started knocking. Like I was in denial. I was like, maybe we'll just change the oil, put some spark
Yeah,
plugs in it.
send it right.
Yeah. So no, we had to pull the motor out. Shit wasn't right. Like after it did that, there wasn't no oil pressure. So, at that point, it was over.
Yeah,
Yeah. So hopefully they get it out in the next week or so. I mean, I would sure like to drive it. I had big plans for that thing this summer. I just want to drive it. Like, I want to drive it on the street a little bit. Take it to the track a few times.
yeah,
At least run all of our events. Maybe at least one more in the woods. And I had, your race was on my list of races to be at this year.
yeah,
So here we are, playing the game. Hurry up and wait.
yeah. It definitely sucks hosting an event without having a race car. I mean, I've got that Trans Am. I got it this spring, and it's fun and everything. I mean, I won our last Mentone daily driver class, but it feels like you make a pass and you're sitting in the car about 4 times longer than like a small tire car. So you're just like,
All
I don't.
right.
What do I do? It's even a stick car, but I'm like, all right, what do I do with my hands? I'm looking for the other guy. Like, all right,
Makes
is he
you.
coming?
It's like a timing thing too. Makes you want to shift early.
Yeah. Yep.
Maybe exaggerate it, jerk the wheel, maybe to lose a little traction, so you got something to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been there. Jimmy Gillen said he would put his 8-year-old on one of those Predator 212 mini bikes.
Oh hell yeah.
I think she races dirt bikes. One time she seen the trophies and she was like, "I got trophies for riding my dirt bike." I was like, "Well, dang, all right." A foot race sounds fun too. I would foot race. See, my ass, I ain't foot racing like 330. Like we go to the 60 yard dash or something. That's about all I got in me. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Yeah, but yeah, the next I don't know. I think the next brawl is our race. We'll be up at the brawl. The Hoosier
July
No Prep.
15th.
Yep, that's us. So if you guys don't go up north, come over there and hang out.
I I really love the atmosphere of the brawl. I mean, that place is
See,
the last time I was there and raced though. I mean, the return lane there were so many fans, and like Wes's car was getting hot, and we're sitting in the pits like, how do we get these cars back faster? Because we're pitting so far back, and you're in the return lane trying to get your car back, and it's getting hot. And it was funny because like the next chip draw, I don't know who it was that said it. They're like, just give people a little bump. They'll get out of the way. We're like, I don't know about all that.
high five their ass while you're walking or while you're driving by.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've actually never been out there ever. I've never been up there. We've tried to link up with them and do a race for the last few years, but it's always something. It's never my fault, their fault. It's just shit happens. So
That surface is worse
this year,
than
I think we're gonna make it.
That's
Really?
probably one of the worst. Yeah,
Is
it's one
it
of the
smoother?
worst. It's like really sharp and rocky, and it doesn't hold. It doesn't really hold rubber. But as soon as the sun goes down,
Right.
it starts to get fast.
Really, that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, that's good. That feels like that could be an interesting race anyway, just because like people are working their way through it, and then at night it's time to shine. So
Right.
yeah, that would be cool.
And the shutdown's nice because there's like a big turnaround area there at the end of the track, and I mean, you can be cruising like 30 miles an
So
hour. And just
you're
make a big
racing
move.
towards. So you're like racing towards the sand traps at this place, or you're racing
Yeah,
towards
but
the
I don't know if
starting
there's any
line.
sand, I don't know if there's any sand traps,
Well,
but it's
I
the
just said
end.
that
Yeah.
to give general direction, but yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. Is there a lot of shutdown there? Is there?
Oh
I mean,
yeah,
it sounds
yeah.
like
It's
you're not going
fine.
to really go fast anyways. So,
No,
all
I
right.
mean,
Yeah, some places you never know.
Chase and Austin. I know. I mean, those guys have to be making some speed. I mean, they're rolling at the back of that thing. Those two cars
Yeah,
are
and they were
very
in
fast.
Muncie too. Yeah, they
Yeah,
got that. But that's kind of their thing. They're traveling around, checking out the shittiest surfaces in the country, and they normally do pretty decent at it. So
yeah,
it's cool to have guys like that are not far from you.
yeah,
Maybe you can learn a thing from them. There's
yeah.
probably
Put everything.
kids out
Put
there that are looking at those guys like, yeah,
yeah. You got to get that nub tuned, and then you got to put your turbos in the trunk.
right. Well, yeah. I thought about doing that to the Blazer, but man, I really like my inside space. It's quiet in there. I got some padding and some carpet and shit. Maybe I could enter daily driver.
Yeah,
I got door panels and a dash.
right.
I got carbon fiber seats and a cage, but other than that, it ain't nothing special.
What front ends on that?
Just factory. I mean, I got like tubular uppers and I got some aftermarket springs and competition engineering shocks. Like I don't even have coilovers or nothing fancy. No long travels.
Okay.
It's got a rack. Yep, that thing it's went from power steering to a manual rack or a manual box. Now it's got a rack on it. We're just slowly
Nice.
trying to dissipate the weight that I'm adding to the front of this thing. I
Yeah.
bet I haven't had it on a scale, but I don't feel like it's probably much heavier than it was before the turbo. I feel like because we cut the front end off and tubed it up, and it can't weigh much. It's like an
Huh.
S10, but it's more like a station wagon.
Yeah.
Yep, slow though. It sits over there with a busted cam. I
That
see
sucks.
Brian down there said there's dirt and then there's corn. So
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, it's nice. I mean, you feel really confident at the shutdown at the Brawl.
Right? We should bring Brian on. What are you doing, Brian? You want to come hang out for a minute? Answer some questions. Let's see if we can send him a link real quick. There's dirt and then there's corn. I just learned how to do that right there in front of you. I learned how to do that, whatever that is.
Okay. I couldn't
Boom! I
see
can
any
get
of the
rid. I
comments.
can get rid of it. You see that? It's fancy. Uh, yeah. Let me see if I can send this to Brian real quick. He should be able to answer some questions for us. He's got all the answers. All right, there it goes. Brian, if you ain't doing nothing, hang out. Come on here and answer a few questions. We ain't never been up there. We got questions. Yeah, like I said, I haven't been up there. There's a lot of Hoosier No Prep guys that have just never been up there. I'm not sure why. I think a lot of our guys came from the front side, so maybe the back side makes them nervous. That's right, I
Yeah.
said it. I mean, a lot of our dudes, they have a lot of power, so it's like they want to put it down. This part of our schedule, though, like we have two front side races this year, and the rest of them are backside. So the first and the last race, they get to go hang out on the front side sticky track stuff, and the rest of them, it's all airport and where we got the BRAWL. We had Muncie backside. Be cool to get back up to Mentone. I liked
Yeah,
Mentone.
yeah, you
Other
need to
than
do that.
there's some big bugs out there, I know that. Still got the taco. You still got the taco guy out there?
Fernando. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, I didn't get a taco. I feel like that's my sole reason to go back is because I didn't get a taco.
So he
I,
took
I went
he
I
took
went
my
over there. I went over there two or three times, but like I had to get something to drink and then run back. I didn't have time for tacos,
so
but I
we
need
put
that.
him right up by the start line.
Oh yeah, see, then I could have got tacos. It's
Right.
the logistics, man. It's the logistics.
Yep.
That's cool. I bet he does better up there too.
Yeah, he does real well. He took my plate
You know,
the last event. He took my plate and he like took the meat. And I'm like, he's like, you want cilantro and stuff? I'm like, no, I just want the meat. And then he just took like nacho cheese and just smothered it. It was so good. He's like, I know you'll like this. I'm like, all right.
oh yeah, he Americanized that thing. Do they even
Yeah,
use nacho cheese in Mexico? Like, I feel like once you get to the border, like it's like ketchup, mustard, or nacho cheese.
yeah, probably not.
No, well, it's good he sells it up here then, because
Yeah,
I like
right.
nacho cheese. I would dip anything in that shit. We were
So
just
he
talking
go.
about nacho cheese the other day. It's one of those weird things. Like, would you ever dip bread in any other kind of bread? Like, would you dip it in ketchup? No, you wouldn't. But you would dip bread in some cheese.
Yeah.
I'd dip anything in cheese. I'll eat a bowl of cereal with some cheese on it, maybe.
Well, now he owns an ice cream shop.
Oh, you gonna have
So
ice cream out there? I like ice cream
yes,
too.
yeah. So he had
For
all
real?
kinds. Yeah, he had this little like mobile, refrigerated cart, and it was full of like all these different ice creams. And I'm
Oh,
like,
nice.
yeah, the
Like one of
lady.
those deals they're pushing up and down the beach when you go to Florida kind of deals.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, it was pretty funny watching it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, he's got it figured out because I know for a fact, I don't care what racetrack I'm at, if a guy walks past me with an ice cream cart, I'm buying one.
Exactly.
I ain't never been to a racetrack and was like, nah, it's too cold for ice cream. Yeah, that's good stuff. Yep.
Yes.
So how many races do you guys have up in Mentone left this
Just to
year?
just to so the insurance is cracking down on us, and the airport is now saying that they're going to build a building past the restrooms, and they're going to resurface the whole surface, and then we're done. So we can't race there anymore. So we've got another.
What?
Yeah, we've probably got another
So
year or
once we
two.
once we make it nice, you're out of there. That's
Yep,
not fair.
I know it. But they
A
said we
little
still have
rubber on
maybe.
on asphalt doesn't tear it up.
No, it looks
That
better,
should be
I think.
nice. Yeah, it
Yeah.
gives it character. How would you like? I mean, if I was in, I mean, I'm a little biased, but if I was landing in an airplane and I seen like burnout marks, I'll feel at home when I landed.
Yeah, we've had a couple of people fly in, and we move the stuff over for them so they can fly in, and they're like, "This is so awesome! You guys are doing a drag race on the airport," and like, "Yeah, it's shut down. You're not supposed to land here."
Hey, have you guys ever had to stop the race? Like, all right, fucking Jimmy's coming in, we got to give him space.
only testing.
Like, has anybody ever landed? Nobody's ever landed. Oh, while you
Yeah,
guys are testing, somebody has though.
yeah. When
That's
people are,
awesome.
yeah,
Yep. See, man, in like 20 years, people are gonna be like, "No, you didn't." You're
yeah,
like, "No, I definitely did. I got video."
yeah. But we talked to BJ
Yep. Yep.
after the and we're talking about doing a big small tire race out at Mentone and having BJ flag it.
That's cool.
Just
I feel
just
like that
do
would
just
before you guys get booted out of there.
yeah,
Have something big like that. I think the worst part about everything would be like figuring out where to park everybody. Like where I don't know. Like you guys will figure it out. You'll have to rope stuff off and make it user friendly for everybody because you know how it is. You go to a street race, people stand in the fucking yellow line if you let them.
yeah,
But
yeah.
that would be cool. That would be cool to pack a bunch of people in there
He's
in
excited.
the
He's like, "Where is
cornfields.
it?" And I was trying to explain it to him. And he's like, "That's like in the middle of nowhere." I'm like, "Yeah, dude, you're gonna have to," because he flew in from Indy and
Yeah,
drove up to Bunker Hill. He's like, "That's a
really,
drive."
dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know. There's nowhere up there he could fly in. But
No,
yeah, it's
no.
kind of in the middle of nowhere. Like there's cornfields and the bugs run shit. That's all I know. Got some big old cornfield bugs out there.
Oh yeah.
Now, right behind Mentone, it looks like a house or something. Is there people that live there?
Yeah, yeah. So that used to be the owner of the airport, but he moved and he sold the airport to like I think like 12. There are 12 shareholders of the property, and then some other people
Oh,
moved
so
in.
you have to you got to be nice to a dozen people instead of just one. That gets tough.
Yeah, it's kind of a headache. That's where all these gray hairs are coming from. Trying to host a Mentone event.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, usually when all the tracks we go to, like I deal with one guy, and that's so nice. I just do not want to deal with more than one person because even one guy's stressful sometimes.
Yeah.
So what do you got to do? Do you got to show up to like shareholder meetings and pitch your
No,
ideas or
they
what?
so they hired a manager who manages the property, and she basically goes to them and says we can or can't. I give her all the dates that I want, and then she comes back and she'll approve or decline the dates. So I think I gave her like 25 weekends available, and she gave me four back approved.
Wow.
Yeah,
So what's their reasoning behind like no more racing? Is it just because it's all going to be new and they want it to look new for a while, or
yeah,
that's what it
yeah.
is? So in like 5 years, there's the chance we can go back on that nice asphalt and put
I'm
some rubber on
I'm
it.
I'm really hoping because we're not hurting the surface at all. And anybody that's wrecked out
No.
there, if they've wrecked, they really haven't. They just drive into a field. I lost my
Yeah.
brakes out there lost
That's what I
last
say. What do
year.
you really do? You go into the corn probably.
Right? Yeah.
That's all there
Yep.
is.
You
What
lose
do you
your
say? You
brakes. You
lost your
just kind
brakes out
of.
there?
I lost my brakes out there last year, and I pulled the chute, and it slowed the car down, and I was going into the field. So I just started going left and right real long just to try to like bob and weave to slow the car down. And then I just made a real big
Right.
circle in the field and just drove back to the pits. And I'm like, you guys didn't see that? And they're standing at the beginning of the track. They're like, no, what happened? I'm like, I couldn't stop. I had no way to stop. Yeah, it was
God,
it
no,
was just
when the most memorable moment when I was out there was when Mason launched his car and that thing, I don't know, is like twisted up, like something broke on it.
yeah. He's got it. He's
Like it
got
was
it
all
fit.
good
I
and
mean,
all safe. It was nobody went into a cornfield, but
oh, that was the weekend. Yeah,
it
you
looked
guys
like
were
it
there.
was.
That was the week Joel won King of the
Yeah.
Cornfield. Yeah,
Yep. Yeah, that thing looked like it was doing the G body shuffle. Looked like the
yeah,
Maliboost out there.
yeah. It's a little squirrely out there. Yeah.
Triggerlet said racing is dangerous. Yeah, to say the least.
He's probably made some of the sketchiest passes out in Mentone.
Yeah. Uh, Ryan Betts said, "Do y'all have another spot to race at?"
Working on something right now. We're working on something which is it's going to be a wider, longer shutdown. So more details to come when they give me the okay. But I'm
Like
the type of person.
another airport, maybe.
It will be an airport. Yeah.
All
So
right, I like
I,
it.
I, I'm the type of guy. I'll make 100 phone calls, and if 99 tell me no, I don't care. As long as one tells me
Right.
yes, I just keep on
That's right.
calling.
That's what matters. That's nope. I know. I know how it goes. That's we've raced in almost every racetrack, airport that'll let us in the state, and I've got a lot more yeses than nos, I guess. So
Oh,
that's cool.
I've had a ton of
I've got
no's.
nos. Oh yeah, I've got nos. Hell, Terre Haute was a no for years, and then he called me like, you know what? Let's try this. Let's do it. And now, like it's an NHRA track. We race front side out there, but man, I have a lot of fun out there. That's a cool ass spot.
Yeah.
But it's like a racetrack in the middle of town. Like behind us, Chick-fil-A and Golden Corral. So Outback's across the street. It's decent. Yeah, you feel like you don't have to drive. It's right off the interstate. To one side of it, there's a dirt track, like the fairgrounds and all that, but it's still like right in town. There's the mall. The mall is right next door to that place.
Okay.
So, so yeah, for a front side being an NHRA track, like it's good. It's good times when we go out there. But yeah, he
Yeah.
wouldn't let me race out there for the first 3 years or so we were doing this.
You were
Ryan says
persistent.
Terre Haute is one of his favorite places. Well, I think the last year I gave up and he called me.
Oh,
He ended up calling me like at the beginning of the year. Like that's how we got it lined up. Was he got in at the right time? Because once you get 7 or 8 races, like I don't want to do it anymore. Like I don't have time. That's a lot of work doing 7 or 8 races a year. So yeah,
so
once we got that, you know, I don't want to do it anymore.
yeah, so we're actually talking about doing a 2 day event. We haven't officially released it yet, but actually Nubby came up with this. He's like, what if we raced? What if we did a big frontside race at Bunker Hill and did a 50% payout, and then the other 50% was at Mentone on a Sunday. So you have say 4 classes,
So
and you
basically,
have
one buy-in and 2 payouts.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that might work.
But
I
the
know
only
some
thing with that,
other thing. Go ahead.
go
Sorry.
ahead. I
One
just
other thing
my
we were
my
kicking
word.
around last year was Joey Beaterbaum had just posted a, like to where every round you go, you get like, another $100 back. It's kind of like a snowball kind of deal. Like you get to the end, you get the most money, but anybody that makes it past first round goes home with at least their buy-in back.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, make everybody feel like a winner. We'll call that the participation trophy race.
Now that FSI is getting so big and they're a dealer and everything, I've got a list of all the companies that they're dealers with. So my plan was to call all of them, get sponsor money, and then just take all that sponsor cash and put it on top of one big like small tire race, and then fly BJ in, do like a 64 car, 1 day deal, but then after the race, do just like open testing and grudge. I don't know. I enjoy more of the open testing and grudge days because you see some of the craziest cars, the newest builds, people trying different stuff. I mean, it's just to me it's pretty cool, but I
I
also
think
really enjoy watching
I think
bangers
that's
too.
one of my favorite things. Is my favorite thing is the newcomers. Like you just never know what they're gonna bring. And
Right.
if you don't know them, like after that you do. So, and like you said, the banger class, like that's why we added it this year. Like they don't always have a good car count, but man, every pass that goes down the track, I like watching. Like it's fun
Yeah.
to watch them dudes.
Yeah.
So you guys still run the banger class up at Mentone too, right?
We do. Our car count's getting low, but well, yeah, we still have it. I want
Yeah.
to I want to keep it.
Did you guys have a banger class at Bunker Hill this weekend?
Yeah, we did. I got knocked out first round.
Yeah.
Man, there were two fast Mustangs. The guy that ended up winning it, he was insane. And I was like, man, I don't know how he's shifting that fast. Well, he knocked me out first round, and it was probably by half track. So I went back to the pits. I got out of my car and I'm like, man, I went over and looked at that car again. I'm like, man, that thing is fast. So after second round chip draw, I wanted to be up at the start line to see him leave, and he could drive that car. I mean, yeah.
I've never seen either one
Finger
of the
clap
cars that were in the finals. I don't know if I've seen either one of them before.
Yeah, I hadn't seen either
But
one
they
of
were
them.
fast. That was fun to watch.
Yeah,
Where are they from? Are they from local or are they
Michigan.
from out of state or what?
I think
Okay.
I think
See, we got to
Southern.
get up there, man.
I know it.
It's a whole nother world up there,
I know it.
man. Yeah, I like
Yeah,
some fast banger cars. That's fun to watch. You know,
and
one that we had this year at our I think our first race in Terre Haute. You know, those like a couple like imports, Hondas and stuff, and like even they surprised me. I thought one dude I was ready to tell him like, man, you gonna shut it down, bro? You got a flat tire. He's like, no, it's fine. And then he runs. I don't even know what he ran, but I guarantee that he was probably running like a 6 in a banger car.
that's crazy.
Yeah, it
No,
was cool. It was cool to watch those guys.
oh yeah, yeah.
Yep. So
I didn't.
so when's your next race up there?
July 8th and 9th. So
So
July
next
8th
week,
is
next weekend,
not this coming not this coming weekend, but next weekend. Yeah,
next
we're gonna
right.
do
Okay.
we're gonna do Saturday testing all day because there's a lot of guys that there's more. It's like 50-50. I mean, whenever we host a race on Saturday or with a couple of testing rounds, I mean that's this. So this last event was the first event we had where we did like an hour or 2 hours of testing, and then we did drivers meeting, chip draw, and race. And it
On
seemed to
race
go
day,
pretty
you guys
well.
did it. I knew you guys had testing on Friday.
It was Saturday.
I didn't know you guys had testing on race day. Yeah,
So
so
we
that's
tried to
cool.
cram it all in one day because it rained Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
and we knew it
Yeah,
was
it was
going to
tough up
rain.
there.
Yeah, but I kind of like it on. I mean, I kind of like it on Sunday, but I don't know. It's like 50-50. We got some drivers that like it on Saturday. Some drivers like it more on Sunday because they have to work Saturday. So
I like Saturdays. I don't really care for Fridays, and I've never ever done a Sunday race, but we seem to do better on Saturdays as far as like car counts and spectators. Like Friday, it's just hard for people to get off work and bum rush to the spot. So
right.
on Sunday, I got to recover.
Well,
I don't even know what it'd be like to do it on Sunday and then have to go to work on Monday.
that's what I've been doing, and it's not very fun.
Teach you some
But
things, make a man
but
of you.
what we're trying to do is not overstep or double book a no prep race like we did last weekend. We really don't like doing that. Well, if there's
I don't
one
like
within a
doing that
couple
either.
hours, it
It
really
makes it it
it's not.
makes it tough.
It does. So if
I mean, I
like
know that most of the guys that race with us, they're like, they like to race 2.5 hours away. So, anything outside of that, like I still try not to, but it doesn't hold the same weight as something local, I guess.
yeah,
So, if we've pissed anybody off, sorry. If it is what it is.
no,
But, I would like to not have anybody's date on top of us. How do you get that lucky? At this day and age, like it's not even a thing.
you don't. I mean, we were Salem for us. Salem's probably a good almost 5 hours from where we live, and
Right.
we absolutely love that surface. It comes
I was
around
surprised
fast.
to see you guys out there that at that race that you guys. I think it was our first race last year, second race maybe, first race. Yeah, and all you guys were out there, and I was just like, well, damn, that's a nice haul. Wish I could have paid you guys more money. Well,
Oh,
you guys didn't win, but
I won second chance race small tire. I think that night,
right.
but it didn't pay out very much. But it's fine. At
No,
least it's the only win I ever got.
hey, we'll take them. Take them how we can
Right,
get them.
exactly.
I know we
Exactly.
don't even have a trophy. We don't even have trophies for second chance because a lot of times we never plan on doing a second chance, but if there's a decent car count and it makes for a good second chance race, like it only makes sense to just have one. So
Yeah.
and it's fun, and it kills the downtime. So
Right, exactly. Yep. I enjoyed the
did,
second chance race this last weekend because you had, Boost 12 ended up winning it, and that guy's crazy fast. I mean, these guys were pulling up in double stack trailers and toters and stuff. And I'm like, holy crap, what do we get
Pat,
ourselves into here?
Patrick Sparkman. Patrick
Right, Patrick
Sparkman.
Spark. Yeah, right, exactly.
Actually, I didn't even do. What is this truck? How does truck do? Do you know what? That
I
thing's
don't think,
pretty. It's pretty legit on the front side. Like it's a pretty fast truck.
I don't know
Trashy's
if I
just
actually,
unruly wherever.
I don't know if I actually watched the truck, but I know Trashy was on one. That car was
Yeah,
fast.
yeah. Who put him out? I was just up there today and I didn't even ask him.
I don't remember. I'd have to look.
Was that first
I was
round? Second? It was second round, maybe.
I think it was
Was
second
that
round
first
because
round?
then he bought
Yeah,
back in
yeah.
too.
That thing. They'll have it figured out in the next month or so, and then they'll just be snapping necks and cashing checks for the rest of the year, and then they'll fucking tear it apart, and they'll be back to square one where they can't win a race till July.
Yeah.
That's how they roll, though. They'll be faster in a minute. You just wait.
Oh, he's no joke. I mean, that dude is fast anywhere he goes. I was
It
so
is.
intimidated last year at your event, the Hoosier No Prep event, when I drew him in the small tire. I'm like,
Right.
oh, here we go. Freaking get knocked out first round, and we both let off the button, left about the same time, and he just white smokes the tires. I'm like, no way, I got a
No
chance.
way. Got him. Yep.
Right.
And that's to me, like, that's the coolest part about no prep. Like, first round is it's I've seen first round break some hearts.
Yep.
Not just our race, but even probably your races and every race I've ever been to. Like, man, I've seen some sure things just get put right on the trailer first round.
I've had guys call me in the middle of the week and they're like, "Hey, Mike, we heard about your race at Mentone. How much would you pay us if off the trailer we run a 5?" Just big headed guys, and I'm like, I highly doubt you're going to run a 5-second pass off the trailer at Mentone. Like I've never seen
Have you
anybody do it, and to this day,
have you had them
I
come
don't
out
know
there
if
and challenge it?
maybe I should do that. Maybe put like $500 on it. I want to see the draggy though off the trailer.
That's right. We're using my draggy. You're not gonna pull up last week's draggy.
Right.
Well, look who he just popped up. We got Brian from the BRAWL. What's up, buddy?
What's going on, fellas?
Hey,
Man, we're just hanging out over here telling lies. So how fast can a guy be at the BRAWL? You can't off the trailer do a 5 in Mentone. Can you run a 5
I've
at the
never
BRAWL?
seen anybody doing a 5 off the trailer. Not even a 5.99 off the trailer to brawl.
Yeah. So I got a chance. Bet.
I mean, some of the numbers out here, man, they're when you hear them compared to what you see, it's kind of shocking. But once the
Now,
guys get it
now
figured out later on in the night when they're moving,
that's what I'm
man,
say.
it's
Later on in the
definitely.
night, man, I've seen some videos of some dudes that look like they're flying out there, but that only happens at night, right?
Oh yeah, early in the day, man, it's hard. Everybody comes out and they'll walk the surface and they think that they're going to go A to B, especially being their first time out. And it's funny to watch them. And I've seen some guys get real discouraged, not even make it 60 feet, shut it down.
See, that's why when Derek asked me if we could do testing out there, and I was just like, man, normally we don't, but if it's as bad as everybody says it is, like, it's probably worth it to go out there and get a couple licks in, at least get in the ballpark, and make a fast first round, I
Yeah,
guess.
you definitely need to do some testing, man, on a surface like that. If not, one, it truly is unsafe because guys are going to try to throw kick the sink at it and they're going to hurt themselves or somebody else.
That's the nice thing about the brawl is between both of our events, we actually let people test and get their cars kind of dialed in, and it's more really for safety too. But we want to see close races.
Right.
Right.
I like the close racing. That makes everything the best.
Yeah,
I like seeing the I like seeing fast guys go home on first round though.
Yep.
I mean
That's one thing about the brawl.
I mean I'm an underdog guy. Like I'm always rooting for the underdog. Like so
Yeah,
I
it
like
takes
seeing
more than
the I
money to
like
win at the brawl, man.
yeah
You got
yeah
to be able to drive your shit. You got to have a good tuner with you. You got to be able to change stuff pretty quickly because it'll come around quickly before you know it, and then you're upset. You get put on the trailer.
I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, I've never been up there, and the majority of our guys that follow our series have never been up there. So
Well, I mean,
we're
if anybody wants
backsides here.
Friday, I know they do testing on the front side on Friday nights. I spoke with Steve Keys. Anybody that wants to come up Friday and camp out, there's no charge to camp out and stay for Saturday. You just gotta come up Saturday morning and pay for the day.
That's cool. That's cool. I don't know how many guys will want to test on the front side, but it ain't gonna do them much good to get on the back
No,
the next day.
it's
But
two completely different surfaces, but
right
and
for sure.
maybe somebody can book up some grudge racing or something Friday night and have a little fun, or even if they don't want to race at all, if they get there late, the gate will be open. So if anybody comes up late and they just want to camp out, they can just pull in and camp out.
That's right. Come find me. We'll be having Predator 212 races in an undisclosed location at the racetrack.
Right? There's 101 acres there. There's plenty of room to play around.
Wow, that's a big track or a big facility.
Yeah,
I don't know. I've seen a lot of pictures from the front side. Like, man, that place looks pretty nice. It's decent.
yeah, they've definitely put a lot of work and effort into it the last few years. And Steve, who's the current track manager, he's definitely been cracking the whip, getting some of them kids to clean up a little better and getting some paint laid down and stuff. So it's just definitely looking nice.
Yeah, I like it when the nicer, classier places let us do hood rat activities at the back of the track, though.
No, and don't get me wrong, it's still an outlaw track. I mean, it's not real fancy, but it's nice for us. We enjoy it.
Right. Yeah, it's one of the nicer. I don't know. I have to judge it when I get out there. I can't say I've ever been out there, but I've seen a lot of pictures of it, and it looks like a nice
Yeah,
spot.
yeah. We try to leave plenty enough room for shutdown, even for the fast guys. And like I said, if they don't get it shut down, they're either going to ride that curve or they're going to hit the dirt.
there's
How
But
many
plenty of shutdown.
how many feet of shutdown do they have? Do you know?
we measured it out. It's about 40 feet shy of a quarter mile worth of shutdown after our race.
Oh yeah, that's plenty.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a long track.
It's gonna feel nice out there, man. Guys are gonna stretch their legs or something.
Yeah, just bring some sunscreen, man. 'Cause if it was anything like it was this past Saturday, up until 4 o'clock, it was hot. That sun just sits right over the top of the track.
Man, this is that time of year where I don't care where you're at. It's just gonna be miserable if you're in the sun. See,
Yes.
Mike, Mike's dude up there. He got it figured out. He's got an ice cream cart. Y'all got an ice cream cart?
We
my
got a,
forehead's still. I'm still burnt. My whole face is burnt. I mean,
oh yeah.
See,
you
We
can
got
see.
an ice cream vendor that's been threatening to come out. He comes to all the other track events, but he hasn't made it to a brawl yet. But I think
don't be scared of us. We just like
usually,
to do hood rat stuff, but we mean well, and we do like ice
yeah,
cream. Tell them come on.
usually the old ladies will they'll stock the tent with at least some popsicles or something. If the ice cream truck don't make it.
Man, the ice cream truck. I could go for me. I could go for like a whole SpongeBob ice cream with some gumball eyeballs right now. I'll tear
Hey
one up.
guys, thanks for talking to me. I got to get off the phone.
All right,
So,
brother. We'll talk to you later, man.
all
Good
right.
job on your race this weekend.
Yo, no,
And
thank you. And I'm sorry, but sorry I double booked it over the brawl. We love the brawl. I really apologize about that. I didn't and had no intentions of doing that, but we are huge fans of the brawl, and I'm gonna try and convince the other two that maybe we should just go to the brawl and so into Milan. But
Come
we'll see
on
how it
out,
plays
man.
out. If
You
my car
guys
was
are
running,
always
I would
welcome.
get the brawl.
You know,
come on,
it's
let's do
hard
it.
not to book over anymore. There's so many events and only so many weekends in the summer, so it's going to
Yeah,
happen, unfortunately.
it is
Yeah,
tough right now, the way everything is right now. Everybody's got a race every weekend. So,
yeah. All
all
right,
right,
guys,
Mike,
take
man,
care.
I appreciate you. I'll talk to you later.
Take it easy, man.
Yep, bye.
All right. Yeah, we just been on here bullshitting. I seen you on there for a minute watching. Sorry to leave you hanging for a minute.
Oh, it's
We was
all
just
right.
talking about his race over the weekend, man. They looked like they had a good
Yeah,
time down there.
I heard it was a real good time, man. I'm glad to see that.
Yeah,
I'm glad they had a good turnout.
I'm glad for There's a lot of tracks we've been to, and like that was a tough one for no prep. That was a tough one, and I'm glad they had a successful event out there. Like I've had a lot of people ask me, "Do you ever want to go back to Bunker Hill?" And I'm just like, well, we're gonna see how their race goes.
Right.
So it seemed like it went pretty smooth though. Everybody was happy,
It's good. Good for them.
except for the guy that compound fractured his leg on the golf cart. It was a rough weekend for that guy.
Yeah. But everybody else had fun.
Yeah, do you ever catch wild stories and shit like that after your races? Like such and such did this. Like, it's
Yeah,
like wow,
we had
all right,
one, not,
doing
I
too
think it was
much
the
over
last
there.
brawl. Last brawl, I went on the Facebook page the next day and I seen a post about one of the drivers getting punched in the face. I didn't even hear nothing about it. I guess it was at the other end of the pits and
Did he
he was
deserve it?
driving recklessly. From what the
Oh, he
others say,
deserved it probably.
he did. He deserved it, and he got mouthy, and he got what he asked for, from what I was told. So it just
Yeah, you
sucks
can
because
only
it
fuck
wasn't
around so
over.
long before you're forced to find out. So keep that in
Yeah,
mind. Pit etiquette.
right.
Mind your manners. Slow down. There was a swimming pool last week. There was a swimming pool where? At the
Yeah,
Brawl?
two. Yeah,
Somebody had a swimming pool?
there's actually two swimming pools. I think one was
That's
brought
what I'm
for the
talking about.
dogs, but
Oh, so the Brawl likes to party. All right.
we party. Yeah, you never know what you're gonna see
Like a
happening out
swimming
there.
pool or like in the back of a truck, like a tarp and some water? Like a
No,
real
it was an
swimming pool?
actual like kiddie blow up pool, and one he brought like a 55-gallon drum of water in his trailer to fill it up with, and had a blow up couch sitting at the starting line.
Hell
And we
yeah.
were
They
calling
had
it
a
the
good
casket
time.
couch. Yeah, it was a good time.
Hell yeah. Well, I hope they show up and have a good time when we come up there.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
try
even
to
though
tell
boys.
everybody, man. We welcome everybody, but it's not necessarily promoted as a family friendly event. I tell everybody bring their kids and their grandmother at their own discretion.
I mean, I don't know because like as a kid, I remember being like, I didn't know how to take it the first few times he told me, but he told me every time before he went to the racetrack. My pops would tell me right before like we would hit the gates, he would be like, "All right, we're at the racetrack." He's like, "I'm not your fucking dad." He's like, "I'm not this, I'm not that. I'm not your friend." He was like, "You're my crew member." He's like, "You're gonna act like a crew member when you're here, and I'm gonna treat you like a crew member." And I was like, stick my chest out. I'm like 6 or 7. I'm like, "Yeah, that's what I'm a crew member." And it was
Yeah, we
all
had
fun
some
and games
celebrities.
till a kid wanted a bologna sandwich or something. I had to realize that I had to make my own damn bologna sandwich.
Right. We even had some celebrities at the brawl too. We had Bad Santa and Thurman.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you go
little
looking through the
Christmas in
brawl
July.
page, man. Oh, it was the kid that looks like Thurman, man. I think I embarrassed him a little bit, called him out on the mic about it, but he was a good sport though. He took a picture with Vega John, and I gave him a picture or T-shirt afterwards.
That's cool. That's cool. I know we're gonna drag a bunch of cars down there, and and everybody that even your locals and your normal guys that show up, like they're gonna get points in our series. If they want to follow after that,
Yeah, I
get points.
know.
Like you never know. Like it only takes, you win like 2 out of 7 races, you might win the whole thing.
Quite a few of the
Or
locals are excited, man. They really enjoyed having the Ohio No Prep series come in, and then you guys also right behind one another. So I think it's gonna be should be a good turnout.
yeah, you guys. I seen that you guys had them up there this weekend. Did they? Did you guys have a good group of cars show up?
Yeah, I mean the numbers were definitely down considering the other races in the area. I mean there was what I think four other races within 5 hours of us.
Yeah.
So plus, I mean I don't blame everybody for wanting to go chase that $20,000 payout, man. I mean,
Yeah.
it's nice when you got something within a few hours of you like that. You'd be crazy not to at least try it.
At least try it, but like even a $20,000 race, like they draw, let's say 40 cars, like 39 of them's going home broke. So
Right.
you got to weigh your chances when you think about these races. Like we're only $100 buy-in race, but that doesn't mean you're going to come get an easy win.
Right.
There's a lot. We got a lot of fast dudes that race for that $100 buy-in.
Definitely.
Is that what
Yeah.
you guys normally have $100 buy-in up here on the brawl races?
Yeah. Yeah. We do $100. This past weekend we did a $200 for small tire,
Yeah.
and then but it seems like everybody is comfortable with gambling $100. After that, they start to question
Right.
whether they want to get in it or not. And then our daily driver, we
Right.
do 50. But I think we're gonna up that to $60 buy and just make it easier on having it not find change and all that. But
Right. I know how that goes.
but
Yeah, you get
this date that you
if I
guys are
don't
coming out, is the date we used to do our arm drop race on the front side of the track. So I think we might pick one
what
of
was that
our
called? The
groups.
Hustlers Brawl, wasn't it?
Yeah, the Hustlers Brawl. That I missed that race, but the arm drop chase of the race isn't for everybody. That's old school street stuff.
Yeah. I mean, what if you did it on the backside, arm drop on the backside?
Well, and that's what I think I'm going to do. Maybe like the daily driver. We talked about maybe the daily driver, True Street, just to try it out and let everybody get a feel for it. And
Was that you?
I
Was that
think
you
it'll be
or Derek that posted that you hated the small daily driver
that was Derek
rules?
that posted the he hates the daily driver rules. We
What's
we
his daily
allow
driver rules?
we allow the class sponsor. He come up with the rules. We let him run the rules, and he's the one that during the drivers meeting he'll look over the cars and make sure they fit it and that. And
Right.
some of the guys like it, and some of the guys don't. That class is hit or miss. Sometimes it's packed, and then other times it's you only get 5 cars, 6 cars. It just depends on the day.
Same with
But
our daily driver class, but it's such a open set of rules. Like
well, these
you know,
rules are a
there's
little more
question like when you get a
nailed
group of
down.
like 10 cars together and 8 of them are kind of alike each other, and there's that two that everybody's like, what are they doing here? So
Yeah,
but everybody, all 10 of them would fit the rules. So like you can't just go tell these guys like, sorry man, you can't race with the other 8 guys because you're not the same. But
yeah. So
we was on Muncie's backside, and we had probably one of the most outclassed, slowest guys win the daily driver class. Those puppy kickers
good
and
for him.
questionable dailies, parachute cars. Like, dude went out there with a naturally aspirated 5.3 and kicked their ass. So anything can happen in that class.
Oh yeah. Yeah, see, the daily rules for ours is must retain factory fuel tank, full factory interior, plated and insured. Um, any accessories that it came with, it must retain it. So heat, AC, power windows, power steering. Exhaust must exit in the factory location. Factory style engine and trans, so no trans swaps or anything like that, and no all wheel drives.
How do you guys have somebody that texts all these cars, or I'm just wondering? That's a lot of
We
rules.
post the rules up front. You walk up to the tent, read them, and then the guy that come up with those rules, we leave it up to him. He wanted
Oh
to
yeah,
be the
you said
class
that.
sponsor, and so he'll police them. And,
So
and
yeah,
most guys, if they don't fit,
our
you
daily
got
driver
guys that
classes, we got naturally aspirated. You can run a 275 or a 10.5, no W for naturally aspirated. And then power adder, you can't run a slick, but you can run any DOT tire. So it could be like a drag radial or whatever.
yeah,
Any size tire and wheel must have factory dash and interior. Plates and insurance, one power adder only, no all-wheel drive, and that's it.
yeah. See, I
So,
like the
so
simple
we don't.
rules.
I don't like to police the rules. I feel like that's my thing. Is like we can surely grab, a field full of cars by having a loose set of rules.
Yeah, we try to keep them. We tell everybody that look, we're grudge racers. So when we make these rules,
Right.
the rules are up to your own interpretation. Make your car work.
I gotta explain that a lot too. It's like this is what it says. Like I don't. There's no clarification. Like you clarify it. This is what I'm gonna. I don't know. Like I don't want to get too deep in what I think the rules should say because I'm gonna go for exactly what they say.
I mean, I've come out and I've even at drivers meetings and told guys how to get around some of the rules.
Oh man,
And
I've done
nobody.
that to a
There's
few.
one
I
car.
privately I've done that.
There's one car floating around, and I'm waiting for him to show up to the brawl for our Truth Street class. And the the rule is the exhaust must exit past the front seats. So he found a way to fit that rule, and I think he's
What's he
going to
got like
cost.
a hood exit or something? He run one big snorkel back.
Yeah, and I've told guys
Yeah.
I don't care as long as I don't care how the exhaust exits past them seats. It just has to. When you pull up to that starting line, that exhaust has to be exited past the front seats.
Man,
And
I
I
would.
think when guys see this car show up, they're gonna think it's a joke. But he sent me pictures of it, and it fits the rules.
That's all I ask. Like, I mean, if you can find ways around it, like that's on you. Like my rules, my rules. So yeah, I don't care
Same
if
with
you've.
like the one group has if it came from the factory with a headliner, it must have a headliner. Now it doesn't say what that headliner has to be made for. It just can't be bare metal. I don't care how it's covered. You
Right.
put fucking newspaper on it for all I care.
That's right. Paper mache. Let's go. A little
Shag
origami.
carpet,
Fuck, we can
whatever.
make. Yeah. Oh shit.
But,
That's good shit.
but no, I mean this next race should be a good one. I don't know of any other bigger no prep events that are scheduled for the same date. So
That's
I'm
cool.
hoping it's a good turnout. It'd be nice to finally get us all together at the same place.
Yeah. I know. I asked Derek about it. Those two discrepancies, like between like our races and your races. Like normally we do every one of our races has ever been $15 at the gate. You guys are 20. That
Yes,
was one thing.
spectators and crew is 20, and then a tech card is 40.
Can we not do the tech cards? Like I'll do $20 at the gate. Can we not do tech cards? Do we have to do that? Does it go towards
Yeah.
the pot? If it goes towards the pot, I'm cool with it, but I don't. I don't do tech
Well,
cards normally.
we made a deal with the track that we would match their minimum tech card fees for the year.
For the what? What is it?
That we made a deal that we would match what their tech card fee is minimally for their test and tune. Like a lot of the other events are $50, $60 for a tech card, but their test and tunes are 40, and we agreed that
What
we
if we
would
charge? What if
match
we
them.
only? What if we only charge the test and tune guys 40? If you want to test, it's 40. But if a guy shows up off the trailer, then we waive it. How about that?
I'd have to talk with the track manager on that and figure out how we can
Yeah, I just don't
police
do.
that
Like,
and
I'm
figure
not
it
sure
out.
what a tech card is. Like, what is it? What is that for? Where's the money go? What is that? Like, I'm not.
Well, that money there, it goes to the track. That's what the track uses to stay operable, to pay their employees, to pay their insurance, to run their equipment. That's and that's what
I
the
gotcha.
tech card covers.
All right, we've never. I was just curious. We've never done tech cards before. Usually, when they ask if we want to do them, I'm just like, no, I don't have. I don't have any interest in tech cards.
And the tech card technically has their insurance waiver printed onto the card.
I mean,
So
I've had tracks show
it's
up
their
where
legal
they want to.
obligation.
I've been to tracks where they wanted us to fill them out, but I didn't want to charge for them. Like, they're already. I don't know. I feel like it's just money grab type thing. Like, I'm not making. I don't care if I ever make a dime off any of this, but I do it for my racers. We have a good time. We have fun. We're family. So, if I can cut the cost a little bit, at all our normal races, we don't run tech cards just because most of the places we go, like, they get some of the gate money anyway. So, do they really need that extra 30, $40? So yeah, we should talk to him about it. Maybe for one event we'll do no tech cards. I'll give them out. I'll pass them out. They can fill them out. But as far as charging money for them, that's kind of weird. Why not just charge them at the gate or something?
Yeah,
I don't
we
know.
can.
No prepping tech cards just sounds weird to me. But I know there's other races that do it. Like when we went to Ohio, they were weird about tech cards. I mean, I know War in the Woods even does tech cards, but I don't like them. Most of us are like, got our background in like the streets and stuff. Like, I ain't ever been to a street race where they're like, hold on, you can't make your pass till you fill out your tech card. So,
Yeah, I know because the track is IHRA certified,
right.
so they got to pay for that insurance every year, and they almost shut us down.
Oh, I
Their
remember it was
insurance
a
adjuster
year
showed
before.
up. Yeah, and he didn't like the fact that we were running the track backwards. So they originally told us that we had to run from the right side of the track, and it almost killed the event.
Yeah, I mean, even right now, you guys have you guys ever raced towards the starting line?
Oh yeah, that's how we originally started. We
Okay.
originally started that we were all the way down at the turnaround, and we raced back towards the starting line. And I enjoyed it more then, I think, than I do now. Logistically, the way we run it now works better for us because it gives us four staging lanes before
Right.
racing, where before we only had two lanes. The guys were backed up down the return road trying to get up there to race. But to me,
Right.
the
I remember somebody
atmosphere,
telling me that a year or two ago.
yeah, but we were also able to do quarter mile runs for the slower cars. So, and I'm a quarter mile guy. I like quarter mile racing more than I like eight, but it's just not feasible to do any quarter mile racing the way we run it now. And as fast as some of these small tire cars are going, it's not safe anymore.
Yeah. Especially as cheap as it is to go that fast. Like, almost anybody can go eights. You
Yeah.
got a little bit of money, like, you can go eights. Yep. All right. So yeah, we'll see what we can do about the tech card. Like I said, I told Derek, it was going to come up. All my guys, like, they don't really know about the tech card deal. Like, there's not too many places that we've ever been asked to do it. I said I don't mind doing it. I hate to charge them for it though. So we'll figure that out.
Yeah. Well,
All
hopefully it's
right.
a good turnout regardless. And hopefully a lot of spectators comes in. It seems to be getting a lot of hype on Facebook and that. So a lot of people sharing it, and it should be a good time.
Yeah,
And
I
maybe
think
if
we're
we
gonna
get
have a
done
good
early
time.
enough, we can do like a small couple cars from your series and a couple cars from ours. Maybe we can do something later on in the evening. Do like a team
Oh,
race deal or something.
yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure all them guys they're down. They don't care how many passes they can make. They just want to make passes. And
Yeah, I know.
the more data they can get on the backside over there, like the more competitive they may be the next time.
Yeah, we open the gates at 10 a.m. EMT is usually there and ready to go by 11, and we have the track till 11 at night. We have last pass has to be done at 11 o'clock.
Oh, okay. We better get going. So, how long do you guys do testing on race day? How long? What time?
Um, Normally we start the drivers meetings for our stuff around 2 o'clock. We'll do daily driver at 2. We do our True Street group at 4, and we do our small tire group at 5. And we usually have enough time to get them in, get them done, and then we allow testing and grudge racing in between as well. And if we get done
Yeah,
early enough, we'll do a second chance race or grudge racing. If guys are looking for a grudge race, we'll get on the mic and try to find something for them. And
that's what I was just getting ready to ask because you guys have a PA or wireless mic back there.
yeah, we got a couple self-powered little DJ speakers. I got my old DJ set up back from when I was
Okay.
DJing at the bars and stuff. So we got a little bit of music. We got a couple wireless mics you can get, 40, 50 feet
Yeah.
away from the tent.
Yeah, if you guys want, I'll bring my speakers up there too. We can rock the place. I don't care.
Yeah,
They're
we
pretty
can
decent.
try to wire everything up together and
Yeah,
see
it's
how
just
it works
one.
out.
I got wires. You just have to. I'll find power and daisy chain them all the way down the track. I don't care.
All right. Yeah, I think we're going to pick up a couple more speakers. So we should have 6 on the property of our own. And
I'm gonna look and see what these are real quick. All right. The speakers I got are Alto TS 315s. Man, those suckers rock, dude.
yeah,
I think they
yeah,
were
I got
probably
some
like
old.
about 400, 300 or 400 bucks or something from Guitar Center a piece. But man, I've had a lot of speakers and them fuckers rock.
Yeah, my original set that we started out with, they're older self-powered speakers. Some of the early ones from Guitar Center, and we were at Sam's Club one weekend, and they got their little light up PA Bluetooth speakers. They're only like $200, man, and them actually sound pretty good.
Some of those are
For,
hit and
for the,
miss. Like I've bought two or three of them, and all three of mine were junk. But then my buddy goes and buys one, and it's like, well, damn, this speaker I spent 400 bucks on. Like that thing is rocking right there with it.
yeah,
Yeah, so I wish I could find more cheap, good ones.
right. Never hurts to have too many speakers.
They say we won't be able to hear them anyway over the problem child.
Oh man, for
Is
those
that a
that have
Pro
not,
Charger car?
oh yeah, he's loud. He don't give a fuck about nobody's eardrums. They are hurting at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's everybody with a Pro Charger and Zoomies. Like, they'll get up there and like idle into the burnout, and like you don't even know. And then like once they rack it off in the bleach box, you kind of hear it, and then by the time it's like 15 feet from you, your eardrums are done.
Yeah, we did have an F body come out through the 4gen F body this past weekend, and man, that thing sounds like shotgun shells going off repeatedly. So if for some reason the two of them cars line up side by side, people's ears will probably be bleeding by the time they're done.
Yeah, I got our last race on the backside of Muncie. Gap train was up there, and I'm videoing, and that thing got to popping and banging. And the first one, I really about dropped my phone. Like I had to catch my shit.
He is probably the funnest one to watch, because we got people all around everybody there at the starting line, and
You see
those
everybody
that are
duck at
not
the same
used to it,
time.
oh man, they start jumping, and the pictures and videos are hilarious. We've had people get
See,
scared
that's what I was gonna
shitless.
say. If I knew, like, okay, so first round I heard it. Second round it got louder. But now that I know, like, I'm not even gonna give Gap Train no airtime. I'm just gonna face it at the crowd for when it happens. Because I mean, even I was up there and I knew it was gonna happen. I just didn't know exactly when it was gonna happen, and then it happened, and I really about dropped my phone. I
Well,
had to recover. I had to recover real quick.
I know he switched over to the Twins,
Yeah,
and we haven't we haven't seen him at the Brawl since he's done that, so it should be pretty fun.
maybe. Yeah, maybe we'll get lucky and we'll drag him out there. I don't know what else is going on. If there's nothing else going on that weekend, you never know.
Yeah,
Because they do like surfaces like that.
they've been to quite a few of the Brawls, man, and the fans love them. The whole crew, they're awesome guys. And what's nice about it, the other racers, if they got questions, they're not afraid to help them out.
Right. Yep. You know, it's cool about those guys is like that's their ideal surface. Like the worse the better. You know, if you can be fast on the brawl surface, you know, you can be fast anywhere. So
Right.
as far as I know, that's the worst surface around. You know, that's
Yeah,
what everybody said.
there's been quite a few racers that before they get there swear that they've been on real bad surfaces, and then after they make a couple licks, they admit that it is the worst surface they've been on,
I
which is
feel like the
cool. I
worst
mean,
surface I've ever seen was at the street race in Haven down in Mississippi, and that place when people describe your surface, like that's what it makes me think of. It's like the most coarse spread rock like place. Like it's terrible. Like it was destroying tires up there. It seemed like, but it really wasn't.
yeah,
But it
this
was just very coarse. Coarse. I don't know what you want to call it. It was a very coarse surface,
yeah, this asphalt's
jagged,
been down there
rocky.
since the mid '90s, and it's never been resurfaced on the shutdown side. So it's got some cracks in it. It's got some gravel mixed in with it. And it definitely looks better than it actually performs.
Yeah,
But it's
I
fun, man. A
can't
lot
wait
of
to see
guys
it.
enjoy it. Just I've heard guys say that they've had better luck on chip and seal roads testing than they have at the Brawl.
That's kind of what
So
when people describe it. That's kind of what it reminds me of, but less pea gravel, more jagged rock.
right, it's definitely rough on tires though. It's, a lot of guys they have Brawl tires and then they have everywhere else tires.
Yep.
Um,
Tear them up while you're there. They'll be good there and there only.
yeah. But no, it's definitely a good time, and we appreciate everybody that comes out and that has been coming out and hanging with us since 2017. This started out as what was supposed to have been a one-time deal on the street between Indiana versus Chicago, and then next thing you know, we took it to the track, and Tim gave us a chance. That Tim Ringer, that was the manager back then. We tried it out one time, and it turned into a monthly deal. So
And you guys have
it's
been
been
doing that
going
for a
strong.
while up there. Like you guys are one of the OG backtrack deals in Indiana.
Yeah, we started April of 2017.
Yeah. Yeah, see, we didn't
So
even start till our first race. We started in 19, but our first race that we did was in 2020.
yeah,
So, yeah, you guys have been doing it.
it started
Yeah,
out like I said.
I've followed it. I've watched a lot of races go down up there for never being up there before. I follow
Yeah,
it. That's
There was the four of us, man. We were just bullshitting one night. We were trying to do a small hat race on the street, and then one of the other racers, he said he had seen a track down in Texas. They ran backwards once, and he told us to reach out to the track and see if they'd let us do it. And they were cool to let us try it. So it worked out pretty good for us.
That's cool. That's cool that you've been doing it ever since. So I mean, you guys, I don't know. Like I've seen a lot of like promoters and just races kind of come and go through the years. So
Yeah,
even to be doing it that long, that's cool.
we
That
try to
says
keep the
something.
same dates every year. We try to keep the last Saturday of the month. We started out on Fridays, and then once we proved our worth, we switched. We're able to go to Saturdays, and Saturdays works out a lot better for us.
Yeah, Saturdays work for us too. Fridays are too like our last two races were on a Friday, and I don't really like doing Friday races. We just don't. We don't have the same vibe
Right.
as a Saturday race. Yep. Well,
So,
I'm gonna wrap this up, man. But I appreciate you coming on here and shooting the shit, and we may have you guys, on before like the week of our race and chop it up one more time.
yeah,
Tie up any loose ends.
maybe we can get Derek to join us. I know he usually leaves out on
Yeah,
Monday and he's
he said he
driving the
was
truck.
driving. Yeah, that's what he said. Which
So,
that's cool. No problem. Yeah, maybe
but all
we
right,
can
man. Thanks for having
schedule
us,
it.
and looking forward to having everybody come up and join us.
All right, man. We're definitely looking forward to being up there. It's been a long time in the making to be all of us to be able to make it up there. So we're definitely looking forward to it.
All right, man. Thank you. Have a good week, and we'll
All right,
talk
man.
again.
All right, we'll holler at you later, man. Later. There you have it, another Tuesday. Hoosier No Prep Live. We talked to Michael Kuhn at his big race up there at Bunker Hill. Streetcar Brawl Brian. We're going to get up there and we're going to have fun. It seems like that place is going to be fun. I like the backside stuff. I like street stuff. I like all of it. But all right, we'll holler at you guys next week. If you don't hear from me by Tuesday, like send the police. Find a search party. I might be in the Ocean Gate, at the bottom of the ocean or something. Who knows? We'll holler.